Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Macroeconomics. Let me start by apologizing about the confusion on the discussion questions for last week. I thought that the questions from the week before kind of covered into last week's reading too, and I didn't post anymore. I had meant to post another one, I didn't. I apologize. You won't be penalized for that. So this week's question's already up. I apologize for the confusion on that. So anyway, I hope that your summer is going well. It looks like most of you are keeping up well with your coursework, and I do appreciate that. Tends to be the people who have trouble in this class are people who get behind in their readings and their homework, and you all seem to be doing well. Actually, one of your classmates is finished, and another one should finish in the next day or so. Anyway, there's been some questions about your final, and it's all your tests are posted because there's some people working ahead. Your final obviously isn't due for a while, but your final does have to be proctored. It doesn't have to be proctored on campus, though. We can find someone to proctor it wherever you are, either at another campus there or someone that you work with or someone from your church or something. We'll find someone to proctor your test. The main reason I have them do that is so we know that the right person's taking the test and to make sure you're only using resources you're allowed to use for that, because on your final, if you look at your syllabus, you're only allowed to use handwritten notes. So anyway, your final is very similar to your other tests, and if you've done well on those, you should do fine. Also, your tests, I'll make them so that you can go back in and review your answers. I'm waiting for some people to finish up test 1 because of a technical problem, and as soon as that's available, you'll actually be able to click on test 1 and see what you answered and what the correct answer was. I know there were some questions about elasticity on test 1 that weren't covered well in your book. Those did not count against you if you missed them, but they did help you if you got them correct. So with that, there's some people who made up over 100% on that test, and that's why. So anyway, it appears that everyone's doing well. As you go through the readings this week, there's a lot of discussion about aggregate demand and aggregate supply, and there's probably nothing more relevant when you look at economic determinants than those two things. If you look every week, there's a different report that comes out about how much is spent in the economy and how much consumers spend. There's also a big monthly report that comes out. I believe it's the third Thursday of each month. The other thing that comes out every month is retail inventory numbers and how much people are have in stock that they can spend, which has to do with aggregate supply, and that's based off what they anticipate aggregate demand to be. So these are two very, very relevant things. Perhaps no time is more relevant than around Christmas time. You'll hear about Black Friday and what happens because of a large number of goods that are sold in that week, not just on that day, but during that week sales period. But they're relevant throughout the year too. This is an interesting time of year because it tends to be in the summer, consumables go down. People aren't buying things because they're traveling, because kids are in school. So spending actually goes down as far as many household things. However, consumption of fuel goes up tremendously because we travel and because it costs more to air condition our houses. So aggregate supply and aggregate demand are very, very important in determining what's going to happen with the economy. That's also where our tax base comes from, because as we spend money, it's taxed. As we create revenue and we create net income, it's taxed as well. So very important things to think about as you go through. Anyway, please let me know if you have any questions. I am happy to answer those. I will be out of pocket on the 22nd. I will not be available at all. I'm having a little medical procedure done, but I should be back online on Wednesday the 23rd. Today I'll be online all day. Today is the 21st. But let me know how I can help, and I'll be happy to do so. Again, I apologize for the confusion on the discussion questions, but let me know how I can help. Thanks.